All right, welcome to another edition of Touch of Class. Normally we feature educators and teachers, but this time we're doing something a little different, and we're going to feature a board member here on our show. And joining me today, we have the longest serving member of the Guam Department of Education Board and the award-winning Maria Gutierrez. Maria, Hafade, and welcome to the show.
Day, Andy. Thank you for inviting me because, I really wanted to share this because it's not only mine. It's the people of Guam, and it's the first time ever for the Guam Education Board to be recognized, be awarded this. And this award is for the people of Guam, the students, the teachers, everybody that has supported me and believe in me. And I dedicate this award to everyone.
Fantastic. Now, this award, this was given out by the National Association of State Boards of Education. And the thing that struck me is that of all the board members in the country, they only selected 3 to get this award. And you being one of them, a board member from Maine and Mississippi, and of course, our little island of Guam. So this is a huge honor, Maria.
It is really, I serve on the National State Board of Education Nomination Committee for the Western region. And the Western region is comprised of the states in Hawaii and Guam and the CNMI. So that's why they call it Western region. In fact, we're the largest region because there's 14 states and 2 territories. So every year at the national annual conference, this is by the board of directors that they do the selection. Nominees are submitted from each state board, and then from there they would review the application, the nomination form, and everything. And I know it's very extensive reviewing of the nomination form because I was on the committee, but not for this distinguished services, for another award. And when my colleagues on the board decided that they wanted to nominate me, and I want to really thank my colleague, Dr. Rama Inch. He happened to be the Western Region Director, and he encouraged me to run, to be nominated. And, I never won any recognition for doing what I really love to do and the passion that I have. I don't have any hobbies. This is my hobby. And, I think about it and I said, well, I will go ahead and try, but I wasn't expecting to win. And then so September 23rd, and the time difference between Washington, D.C. and Guam is like 3:00 in the morning that, they're ready to get out from work. I received an email. I opened my email that early morning because I also wake up early. I communicate with my granddaughter that's in Los Angeles. And it popped out on my email. Congratulations, Maria. And I have to get my bifocal, right? And I look at it and it's like, you are one of the recipient of this, honest, I'm not exaggerating. I cried because I didn't expect this. I'm doing what I do. I love to do, not for recognition. Even here on the island, even in my birthplace, it's Rhoda, and it's the Commonwealth. I'm receiving messages from my families that are in the government, congratulating me. They're very proud because although I'm doing this on Guam, but it's someone from from the CNMI, and it's a first. So it was just, it was over with. I cried because I felt so honored, and I dedicate this award. And to receive this, they recognized the services that I put in, but it was because this is what I want. And I think more of that, I was looking at with my nomination form again. I said, I think it got to where is the advocating for students and parents. And that was what really, because when during our annual conference, those were the congratulatory messages coming to me from my colleagues on the state boards. Maria, you're a very strong student advocate, very strong voice. And yes, I was the board member during the Guam Territorial Board of Education who fought hard to have a parent, because I was parent rep on the being a president of the Guam PTA Congress on the board, but no voting rights. So I'm not the person that like to just sit on the sideline and listen. I want to say something. So, not sometimes the decisions are not to the advantage of, not to the benefit of the parents or the students. Um, so I lobby for former Congresswoman member Dalia, who she was the committee on education, senator. And I asked her, said, it's not fair that parents and students are not involved in this board, because their input is very important in education. So she was the one who pushed for the law to have a parent representative and a student representative be a voting member. Unfortunately, the student that was with me that was pushing for it was not able to be the student rep because he graduated, and that's Jack Hattick. And when I
Mhm.
brought him back, he said, "Man, Ms. G, you didn't forget me." I said, "No." And so when that time, I was the first parent representative to be voting member, and I became a vice chair under Mrs. Gloria Nelson. So from that time, I just treasured, and it just it didn't dawn upon me. But at the annual conference when we were introduced, being introduced, and the president of NASP was talking about, well, there's a board member from Arizona who's been on their board for 33 years. And then he said, "Maria, you come in number 2." And was like, "What?" Said, "You can't come in, you're number 2 for the longest." And this is
Wow.
what I enjoyed. This is when I so now that I brought it to the board, the importance of input from parents and students. And I have been supervising, co-advising with the superintendent, what is called the Island Board of Governing Students. And it was from that law that this was created, where the parents, but right now, unfortunately, the students, the law was repealed by the legislature. Of course, they always love to repeal laws. That the student was not a voting member. Last year they tried, but there were some concerns from parents that liability, that in the event that the Board of Education gets sued, they don't want their kids to be a
Mm.
defendant in that. So with that, but this is really for the students. I love doing this, and I've been on this board so long, and I'm going to continue to do my best. I will not promise anything that I will not be able to keep. I will just continue to do is happening. But student voice and parents' voice is very important in any policy decision that the Guam education makes, because they're the ones that's going to be impacted, and also the teachers. And I think we have established a good relationship ever. And I'm talking this from my experience with the Guam Federation of Teachers. We are like they call it friends in education. We are working together. So I continue to help the Guam Education Board and the department with whatever grant that National State Board of Education puts out, so that we can get additional funding for programs here in the Department of Education. And we also, just to Andy, uh, as, there was a call out for application for early childhood networking. And this came from the Kellogg's, the Kellogg's Cereal Foundation. They donated this funding, and out of that funding, they selected two state board to receive the funding of $4,000 for the early childhood, and this has to do with the social and emotional during the pandemic. And I'm proud to say that Guam Education Board is one of that recipient. So that now we are Department of Education teachers and counselors will be conducting a social and emotional training to their teachers, to their parents, and I'll come up with a policy for the board to have. So that is something that it's very important that we continue our membership. So, but again,
Well,
I
we
have
hope
I
you
have
we hope
I
you
have this
keep.
award. I don't know, it doesn't show, but
Oh no, it's not
so
showing up.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we
So
appreciate all the hard work that you've done, and you don't get into this the board to be recognized like this, but it is an honor that you've been recognized, and I think everybody on Guam in the education system can be a little proud that somebody representing us, the students, the teachers, and the parents is getting recognized for this award. So
and
Maria, congratulations.
Andy, I come into the board when I started. as a parent advocate, and I will continue. And with students, I don't come into the board with any agenda. My only agenda is what is in the best interest of our students, to get a good education. We are, with this pandemic, but we are working hard, and I know that the Department of Education, their employees are really working hard in getting this. So I just ask the cooperation of everyone. And being a board member does not say, I don't feel I should be recognized. I just want to do my work and continue what I love to. This is my passion. And I hope that, I won't stop, because I know I have grandkids and I have great grandkids. So I'm going to be in it for, even if I don't make it in the election, there's such a thing in the policy as volunteers in education, and I will continue to that. But thank you for, thank to the people of Guam for the support that they're giving me over the 23 years. I don't even remember how many years, but because it's something I enjoy. This is my hobby. This is my passion. So I just want to thank you for calling me and letting me this year, because I know that, there's been so many out there as like, congratulations, congratulations. And I said, thank you, but this is not mine alone. This is ours.
Well, good. Again, thank you for all your hard work, and you definitely have a touch of class.